So okay, so we are going to learn numerical differentiation today. Why this numerical differentiation? Let us understand first of all. You remember that we were given the first assignment where you had to find out the differentiation of a function, something like this. Okay, and you remember if your function is like this, if I have to differentiate this function, then the differentiation looks like this, something like this. Okay, so you have got f prime x, and there will be a numerator, and the numerator is looking like this, f prime x into gx. Okay, and then you will have g prime x into fx, and then there will be gx whole square. Okay, this kind of expression will be there. And remember that the original function from here, if you see the original function here, the original function is easier to calculate than the differentiation function, which is the differentiation function is much more complicated expression here. If I find out the second derivative, suppose for example, if I were to find out the second derivative will be still more complicated. Okay, so I need a simpler mathematical method to find out the derivative of such functions where I can use some numerical method, okay, to find out the derivative of functions. So the numerical method will enable faster calculation of derivatives, and especially when you have the finite element method where you will need to find out the differentiations of matrices, and you will need to find out the second derivatives of matrices, second derivative differentiation, first differentiation and second differentiation, first derivative and second derivative. Also, the first integration and the second integration, that will also be there. So numerical differentiation is important in that manner that I should be able to calculate the derivative easily. Okay, so let us has the recording started? I hope the recording is started, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to do is uh, I'm going to first of all tell you about this series, and you have seen this series, and this series looks like this. Okay, uh, I have to find out fx, and this fx can be found out by fa x minus a into h. Sorry, the not h. Let me x minus h. Okay, so x minus a into f prime a plus x minus a whole square divided by 2 factorial into f double prime of a plus x minus a cube upon 3 factorial, and you will have f triple prime of a. Can you tell me which series is this one? You might have seen this series earlier in your undergraduate classes. Do you know? Do you remember which series is this one? So this series is known as the, so this is the fundamental series which is used in many places in numerical methods, and this series is known as the Taylor series. Okay, it's a series because it's a summation of terms up to infinity. That's why it's known as a series, right? So any any mathematical expression which has got something plus something plus something up to infinity, that will be named as a series. And also each element of the series is mapping equality with the set of natural numbers. That okay, so that is much more mathematical into it. So I can express this as a sum. If I had to really express this as a sum in a simpler fashion, it will be like this. Okay, I'll have sigma, and I can say I equal to 0 to infinity. Okay, and you are going to say f, you are going to say x minus a to the power I, and the ith derivative at a. So this is how the expression is, and you are going to divide it by I factor. This is how I calculate the Taylor series, or rather express the Taylor series in a mathematical expression. So that's the reason why it's called a series, and this series has to converge. Anyway, uh, how do I write this in simpler fashion? Let us see if I can write this in a simpler fashion. So let us suppose what I do is I'm just going to do some experiment here. Instead of writing fx here, I write x plus h. Okay, and instead of writing a here, so I write x here. So what I'm going to do is basically what I'm saying is replace. So I'm just saying replace x by x by x plus h, okay, and a by x. Now, can you tell me how the series will look like if I do this? So I'm going to replace x by x plus h. Okay, so it will look like this: f of x plus h, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then what will happen here? F of
F of
x,
x.
correct? And what will happen here?
A minus. No, sir. It will come x minus x.
No, x minus a है ना? So x plus h.
Uh,
Okay,
for x plus h minus x.
minus h. What is this? X plus h minus x is h, right?
Yes, sir.
So essentially, what will happen here? Like this. If I were to write this, so x plus a minus h, so this will become h. And so h into f prime of x, and we'll have h square by 2 factorial into f double prime of x, and then we'll have h cube into 3 factorial, I mean divide by 3 factorial, f triple prime, okay, x, okay. ऐसा ही होगा, correct? So I have just
Yes, sir.
written an alternative format of the Taylor series. That is what I have done. So I have written an alternative format of the Taylor series, and this of course goes up to infinity. So this is ad infinitum, right? Now let me tell you something in mathematics. Okay, okay, mathematics or arithmetic, whatever it is. I mean, we can call it arithmetic or mathematics. Or so if I have a very small number, so like for example, I take a very small number, say 0.01. If I take a very small number and I square it, what will be the square of this number? Isn't it?
0.001. Yes.
Something like that. Okay. So there are 4 decimal places. So if I just square this is 0.0001, this is how it is going to happen. If I have a still smaller number, say for example 001 square, if I do that, then what will happen? Again, it will become 0.000001, something like this, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And here is the issue. That means if the this now let us do another thing. Let us suppose that I take a number like this. I'm just trying to illustrate a point here. If I just take a number like 1.1 and I just square it, so what will happen? What will be the square of the number? 1.21.
1.1, 1.21.
All right. And if I just take a number like 22.1 and I just square it, then what will happen?
4.41.
Right? Now, what my point here is this. Uh, if I take a number which is smaller than 1, even if you say point 0.9, say for example, okay, I take a number which is smaller than 1, I just square this number, it will become even smaller, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But if I take a number which is greater than 1, if I take a number which is greater than 1, I square it, it will become bigger than the number. Okay? So
Yes, sir.
what I'm trying to drive at here is that this number, this particular h that you are going to take here, all the time, this h, what you are going to take here, this h has to be smaller than 1. I don't want an h which is bigger than 1. If you take a h bigger than 1, then this series is not going to converge. It will become divergent series. It is not going to converge at all. That means it will not have a sum. Okay, so I will not be able to calculate the value of x plus h if this h is greater than 1. That's what I'm trying to drive at. Okay, so in all cases, assume that this h is a very small number. So like 0.1 or 0.01, all right, or 0.001. Small numbers you take. Okay, is it okay? Is it understood? कि मैं क्या
Yes.
बोलना चाहता हूँ? Okay, so let us take a new page now. So I'm just going to take a new page so that we can write more of sensible material here. Okay, so I am going to rewrite the Taylor series now. So let me rewrite the Taylor series. The thing is that I am trying to compute f of x plus h. Okay, and this f of x plus h is written as f of x plus h into f prime of h. That is the first derivative. Then I'll write x square by 2 factorial. Then I will write f double prime of x plus h cube by 3 factorial. Then write f triple prime. And please let me, please, also let me write this x to the power 4 because I need something to do something. So that's why I'm saying f fourth derivative of x. So I just need to do something additional. So I'm just going to do some fourth derivative and this will go up to infinity. Now please tell me, suppose इसी में इसी series में I just do one more thing. What I do is I write f of x minus h. What will happen? Can anybody tell me? So instead of writing h here, I'm just writing minus h. What will happen? The first term does not involve h, so the first term will be as it is, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen to the second term? The second term, it will become minus of h.
Minus.
ये स्वरूप वाला वॉइस है लगता है बिकॉज समरी नहीं है ये कौन है, कोई और है. Okay, so now what will happen? Because this is square, okay, then I am going to write plus here and what will, not plus here. So अब h cube है तो h cube का क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पे? Can you tell me?
Minus h cube.
Yes, minus h cube. All right. So then f tuck tuck tuck, that is the triple prime or the third derivative. And what will happen? This one? This will plus or minus?
It will be
Plus.
plus, sir.
plus. Very good, very good. बहुत अच्छे. So it will become h to the power 4 and 4 factorial, and then you will be having fourth derivative. All right? The fourth derivative. Right? है ना? There's no problem there. So इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि I can actually do this. I can actually try to write this sum. Tell me, ये मैं लिख सकता हूँ कि नहीं? Can I do this? Can I write f of x plus h minus f of x minus h? Can I write like that? अगर मैं ऐसा लिखता हूँ, so what will I get? Can you tell me? What will cancel and what will not cancel?
The h, that second term will get cancelled.
Yes.
And that derivative will get cancelled.
So एक minute, the second term will get cancelled, is it? एक minute. अभी देखो एक चीज. This term, you know, I'm just using this white color. Okay, so this term and this term, because it is minus here, this term and this term are same. So any same term will get cancelled, right? This term and this term are opposite in sign. So they will not get cancelled because I'm subtracting now.
Yes, sir.
So I'm subtracting. So whatever is minus will become plus. Whatever is plus will become minus. So this term and this term will get cancelled. ये h square वाला जो term है, whatever is ये and this h square वाला term will get cancelled, and this h to the power 4 वाला term will get cancelled. So what is going to remain? Can you tell me? What is going to remain is 2 times h f prime x. ये रहेगा, ये आता है
Plus 2h cube.
करेक्ट. बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया, वेरी नाइस. 2h क्यूब इंटू कौन सा टाइप, कौन सा डेरिवेटिव होगा यहाँ पे? थर्ड
Sir,
डेरिवेटिव.
third there.
करेक्ट, बहुत बढ़िया, वेरी नाइस. और फिर उसके बाद क्या होता है? तो ये देखो फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव है, ये थर्ड डेरिवेटिव है, अगला क्या होना चाहिए? फिफ्थ डेरिवेटिव, राइट?
Yes, sir.
तो ये फिफ्थ डेरिवेटिव है, f 1 2 3 4 5, or you can write f5, no problem. Okay, and this so on and so forth. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some magic trick here. So थोड़ा सा magic trick लेते हैं. तो ये जो h है ना, ये h, this h, okay, and I will take this h and put this into the denominator here. So ये जो denominator, I will just take this h and put it into denominator. Okay, so I will. That means what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to take h common from here. All right, I'm just trying to take h common from here. Okay, understood? No problem there.
Yes, sir.
So if I take h common from here, tell me what will happen. So remember that I've already got this expression. Huh? I've already got an expression, and I'm trying to take h common from here. So what I'm going to get? I'm going to write in a different color, of course. So you will get f of x plus h minus f of x minus h. Okay, and I'm going to divide it by h. All right, I'm just dividing by h. Okay, so tell me what I'll get here. I'll get 2 f prime x, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And what will I get here? Or
Plus
okay, I also do one. I also do one more thing. I also sorry. Control Z. Yeah. So I'll just do one more thing. Let me do one more thing here. Instead of taking h common, I also do one more thing so that it becomes much more simpler to do. I also take 2 common. 2 निकाल देता हूँ because 2 is appearing everywhere. So I also take 2 common. Okay. So बचा क्या फिर इसको यहाँ पे क्या बचेगा? आई विल गेट एच एफ प्राइम एक्स. ओके, यहाँ पे क्या बचेगा? एच स्क्वायर. हेलो, प्लस क्या बचेगा? एच टू द पावर. आर यू देयर?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this will become h to the power 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Because so I'll then this will become the what's the derivative? Fifth derivative, right? This is fifth derivative. So fifth derivative, and this is x, and then next will become the h to the power यहाँ square है, h to the power 4 है, तो h to the power 6 हो जाएगा, और ये seventh derivative होगा. Okay, that will be there. And remember that यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है? This h is a very small number. This is a square. Okay, this is a square of a very small number. It is going to become still smaller. The assumption here is it's a small number. So now what I've done is I have got this expression. Okay, I have got this expression where इस एक्सप्रेशन में fx plus h है, f minus h to the power sorry, fx plus h minus fx minus h divided by 2h. So I have got this expression and this looks like this. Okay, अब मैं एक छोटा सा और मैनिपुलेशन करता हूँ. I'm just this is just mathematical manipulation. This is mathematical trickery और कुछ नहीं है. This is just trickery, just to fool mathematics और कुछ नहीं. है? वो बेसिक सिंपल मैथमेटिक्स है, अपन वही उसको करें. एंड व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू राइट दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्सप्रेशन लाइक दिस. सो व्हाटएवर दिस एक्सप्रेशन इज, आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू राइट अ सिंपलर वन. तो आई एम जस्ट राइटिंग लाइक दिस n of h. ओके, इसको मैं बस nh लिख रहा हूं. ओके, एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू बिकम f of f prime x, and I am going to have, because f prime x को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, I am going to get h square and tuck and you got this. Okay, then next will be h to the power 4 and f of fifth derivative, and you have got the x, and you have got the sixth derivative, sixth power of h, and the seventh derivative, and all that. Okay, all that is there, and this is going up to infinity. This is h. Now what I am going to do is I am going to, instead of h, I am going to put h by 2. Let me do that. What will happen if I put h by 2? Can you tell me this? Instead of h, I am going to put h by 2. ये जो expression है उसी में h by 2 डालना है. What will happen? N of, I'm just writing n of
H by 2.
Yeah, and this will become, यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? Does this term get cancelled anywhere?
No, sir.
बिल्कुल नहीं करता. ये ऐसा ही रहता है, f prime x ही रहता है.
Yes.
What happens here?
Sir, it will be become h square
हाँ, h by 2 whole ऐसे ही रहेगा
whole
ना.
square. Yes.
Third derivative. Okay, plus h by 2
Whole bracket raised to 4.
Okay, very good, बहुत बढ़िया. Okay, plus h by 2 whole bracket raised to 6 and the seventh derivative and all that. Okay, fine. Now tell me, अब मुझे क्या करना है? I want to cancel this term यार. ये जो मेरा ये वाला टर्म है ना, ये वाला जो टर्म है, ये मुझे कैंसिल करना है. तो मैं कैसे कर सकता हूँ इस टर्म को कैंसिल? प्लीज टेल मी.
Sir, divided by that term.
देखो यार, इसमें देखो एक चीज है बहुत बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. This is h square here and this is h square by 4 here, correct?
Hmm.
Isn't it? So suppose, for example, suppose just for the sake of assumption, अपन थोड़ा सा एक assumption ले लेते हैं. Instead of writing nh by 2, suppose I just multiply this expression by 4. 4 into nh by 2. What will happen here? Can you tell me?
Sir, it will become 2NH.
नहीं 2nh नहीं. ये सिर्फ you consider this expression only. ये जो लिखा है ना यहाँ पे इसी को लिखो. 4 into nh by 2 लिखा मैंने. What will happen here?
Sir, it will become h square.
नहीं, अरे look here. इसको क्या हो जाएगा? 4 times.
F dash of X.
Yes, 4 times f dash of x, and then you will have, as Samreen said, this will become x square, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this is the third derivative here. Okay, and you will have 4 times of this, whatever it is, that h to the power 4 divided by 2 to the power 4, that is 2 to the power 16. So that means h to the power 4 by 4. Okay, so whatever is here. And so on and so forth. ऐसा हो जाएगा. Now suppose I subtract. अभी देखो यहाँ पे क्या है, ये 4 times fx यहाँ पे ये आया और यहाँ पे ये h square आया. This is the third derivative. This term, okay, look at this very carefully. This term and this term exactly is the same, isn't it? बोलो सेम है नहीं? सेम है
Yes.
ना? तो अगर मान लो कि मैं क्या करता हूं, NH, सपोज मैं आपको बोलता हूं NH ले लो माइनस 4 टाइम्स ऑफ NH by 2 कर लेते हैं. क्या मिलेगा मुझे?
3f dash x plus.
और ओके, मैं थोड़ा सा करेक्शन कर लेता हूं so that I can get a better estimate, because what will happen is here. So मैं क्या करता हूं, 4 times of NH by 2 minus NH ऐसा कर लेता हूं. तो what will happen? This 4 times minus 1 time. What will happen? 3 times of f dash of x. बताओ समरीन, सही लिखा कि नहीं मैंने?
Yes, sir.
गुड, वेरी गुड. अच्छा, फिर उसके बाद व्हाट विल हैपन टू दिस टर्म? ये वाला जो टर्म दिख रहा है यहाँ पे h स्क्वायर वाला,
So that will get cancelled.
कैंसिल. करेक्ट है ना? दैट विल गेट कैंसिल्ड. एंड ये जो टर्म है कुछ एक आएगा, वट एवर इट इज, एंड आई कैन इग्नोरिंग, सो आई कैन राइट इग्नोर हायर पावर्स. करेक्ट है ना? कैन आई डू दैट? So I am just going to say ignore higher powers. Okay, so क्योंकि h to the power 4 is becoming very small, then h to the power 6 is still small and all that. So what I have got now, please see this. What I have got now here is an estimate of the derivative. इसका मतलब मैं यहां से मैं ये कह सकता हूं that my f prime x is nothing but 4 times n of h by 2 minus n of h and divide by 3. आगे कि नहीं बताओ?
Yes, sir.
And if I've got this, and now tell me what is my NH? NH क्या था? NH ऐसा था भाई, f of x plus h minus f of x minus h divided by 2h, isn't it? ऐसा था ना? देखो भाई, ये NH था ना मेरा. So this is my NH. That's what I'm trying to say. This is my NH, and what I did was I have done all this manipulation and I have reached to the conclusion that if I use this derivative, okay, and let me write down still more one nh by 2. So what will be my nh by 2? Very simple. It will become f of x plus h by 2 minus f of x minus h by 2 upon h. So this is my nh by 2. So I just calculate these two values, f of nh I have to calculate and nh by 2 I have to calculate. Plug it into this formula, and ये जो formula है, which formula? Plug it into this formula and you will get an estimate of the first derivative of fx. I can do the same thing again to find out the second derivative of fx. तो आप लोग क्या करेंगे अभी? I am going to give you a complicated function and try to find out the value of f prime x. Okay. First of all, we'll start with a very simple function. ठीक है. और फिर उसके बाद आप उसकी accuracy देखेंगे. We'll try to find out the accuracy of this method. Okay. So what method? Please note down how does the value look like. Yeah, I'll just draw the box around it. Okay. So I just draw the box around it. Okay. ये box बनाया मैंने. And what you do is we'll try to find out the first derivative using this method. We'll try to have an estimate of how this method is going to give me some good value or not. Okay. Note down this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you first of all a very simple example. Let us try a very simple example. जो कि polynomial expression है, and this polynomial expression is definitely going to give me some interesting. So I'll take my fx to be 3x square minus 4x plus 2. Okay. And then here you take h is equal to 0.01. And देखो भाई, अगर मैं simply derivative calculate करता हूँ, my derivative at, so what I have to do is I have to find out the derivative at, say for example x equal to 1. इस particular point पे derivative मुझे निकालना. Alright? So what you have to do is find out the derivative. जो analytical derivative है क्या होगा? If I have to find out the first derivative, analytically the derivative is like this. Tell me 6x minus 4. Correct है? यही वाला derivative है. So at x equal to 1, what is the value? F prime at 1, what is the value? 6 minus 4, that is 2. So what you have to check is if I use this formula, कौन सा formula? I have to use this formula. If I use this formula, please tell me कि ये value आता है कि नहीं. ये मुझे check करना है. And ये मैंने check कर लिया तो मेरा aim of this class is fulfilled. Please tell me कि ऐसा करते आता है कि नहीं. So what you have to do first of all, we'll draw it simply. ऐसा कुछ complicated नहीं है. Okay. So we'll do it simply and let us draw some table. Okay. So table बनाएंगे. ये table बनाया मैंने. And इस टेबल में दो चीज कर लेंगे. एक और टेबल, एक और लाइन बनाता हूँ मैं. So that. Okay. Fine. So what I have to do is, again I'll draw some columns. So let me first of all pull up the. Okay. So we'll draw some columns. So let me draw this column here. And I'm just telling you an Excel method of doing it. So it's much easier to compute this way. So if you have these tables and columns, it's much easier to compute. Otherwise, it will become much more difficult. Okay, and always prefer doing it even in columns. Even in your answer book or something, always try to do things in columns. So what you have to do is, what I'm doing is take h is 0.01. Okay. So what I have to do, first of all, so let me write down certain values. So what I'm going to do is first of all writing x here. All right. And here I'm going to compute what is my f of x. This is I'm going to compute. All right. This is it. Okay. Now what I'm going to say is x is equal to 1 पे value निकालो. Then find out the fx. Then what you do is I have taken the value of, so 1 plus 0.01. So that is your fx plus h. Okay, find out the value of x here. Then you find out the value of 1 minus 0.01. So then you find out this one. Then again you find out the value at 1 plus 0.01 divided by 2. Okay, this 0.01 divided by 2, right? Then you find out the value at 1 minus 0.01 divided by 2. Find out. Okay, please tell me if you can find it out. So remember, my function is very simple. It is 3x square minus 4x plus 2, and I'm trying to do that. Okay. Okay. So let me try to get hold of the Excel here, the spreadsheet rather, not the Excel. I'm just trying to use LibreOffice. Always use LibreOffice here so that you learn to use open source software. Okay, and you can use the calc spreadsheet on. Okay, so this is my spreadsheet. As I told you, what you have to do is x, calculate fx x here, then fx, all right, and then we'll do some computations here. First of all, we'll do x and fx. So what is my x? It is 1. Then you will just put 0.01, 1 plus 0.01. Then it's a 1. And remember that I have to say, if I have to say 1 plus 0.01, so I have to write formula 1 plus 0.01, then 1 minus 0.01, then I say 1 plus, so again equal to 1 plus 0.01 divided by 2, and again I have to put 1 minus 0.01 divided by 2. So this I have to calculate. So I have to have x plus h minus fx plus fx minus h divided by 2h, that I have to compute. So now remember, please tell me, what was the polynomial that we had? The polynomial was
3x square minus 4x plus 2.
3x square. So 3 into, this is x square minus 4 into x, correct? 4x and how much? Plus 2.
Plus 2.
Plus 2, is it?
Yes, sir.
Plus 2. How come? Let me just check again. 3x square minus 4x plus 2. This is how it is. Fine. So if I have put the formula here, so what I have to just do is just drag. Oh, sorry. So I have to just drag the formula. So there you are. So you have calculated fx plus h, fx minus h. So now I'm going to calculate this nh value here. Okay. So remember, for these two, the h is 0.01, and for these two, 0.01 divided by h by 2. So this is how it is. Okay, so now you tell me how much यहाँ पे कितना हो जाएगा? Okay, so I am going to calculate this value minus this value, fine, divided by 2 into, remember, 2 into h. 2 into 0.01. 0.01. So this gives me my NH. ये मेरा NH calculate हो गया. Alright? Again here, what will happen? I'm going to calculate this value minus this value divided by not 2 into but 0.01 because it is h by 2. So this, okay, there you go. यहाँ पे भी ये 2 आया. Alright? अब मुझे वो एक्सप्रेशन कैलकुलेट करना है. एक्सप्रेशन क्या होगा? एक्सप्रेशन कैन यू टेल मी? वो एक्सप्रेशन क्या था? 4 times, प्लीज सी दिस. What was that?
4 and bracket
4
and
times. So this value is 2. This value is 2. So 4 times 2 minus 2. That means 4 times 2 is 8. Correct? 8 minus 2. How much it is?
6.
6. And 6 divided by 3?
2.
अरे यार डेरिवेटिव अभी 2 आया था ना?
Yes, sir.
मतलब ये सही चल रहा है ना? मतलब काम मेरा सही चल रहा है ना? मतलब this method works. That's what I'm saying. Eh?
Yes, sir.
So what you should do now is we'll take a much more complicated function, okay, and we'll try to find out the derivative. Complicated function ले लेते हैं. So complicated function is much more difficult to find because okay, so we'll take the complicated function. So I'm just saying we'll take the complicated function, we'll take this one. So the example 2, I'm just saying example 2, just try to do this complicated function. Just take fx as the square root of x minus 2 into x plus 3. Okay, and what you have to do is find out the f dash of x at x equal to 2. Not equal to. So f prime of x at x equal to 2. Okay, and please feel free to use Microsoft Excel or LibreOffice, whatever you want. Please try to do this, huh? And tell me the value of the derivative. चलो करके देखो. So how do you do it? Square root of x minus 2. I will just okay. Can please take a note of this function? Okay, so that it's easier to put it inside when you are on Excel. So I'm just noting it down. The function is x minus 2 into x minus 3 and the square root of that. All right. So, and of course, if you see since this is a square root, the derivative will become much more complicated function. All right. So I'll just do it again. So I'm going to write x and I'm going to write fx. And of course, all the NH things will be calculated here. All right. So now what is x? I have to calculate the x at 2. Then I'll take h as 0.01. Again, I will just do the same thing. H as 0.01. 2 plus 0.01. And I'll say 2 minus 0.01. And I'll say 2 plus, sorry, equal to 2 plus 0.01 divided by 2. And I'll say just again 2 minus 0.01 divided by 2. Okay, I just do that. And you have to find out the values of x at these points. So how do I enter the square root in Excel or in LibreOffice? SQRT is a command. Square root. Okay. So this is it. And you have to say x minus 2. So bracket mein x minus 2 bracket 1 into x plus 3. All right. Bracket 1. So it has given me the square root. So at 2, the value of the function is 0. Okay, it is very clear now because x minus 2 hai or x plus 3 hai. So the 2 value of the function is 0. I have to find out the value of the derivative. All right, so you see, can you tell me why this is error? Because the negative value आ रहा, so I'll just take a higher value. Okay, 4 ले लेता हूँ मैं. So I'll just take 4 and we'll just take 4 and 4 minus 0.01, 4 plus, sorry, 4 plus 0.01. I'll just take 4 so that you get much easier values. 4 and 4 minus 0.01, and then I'll say 4 plus 4 plus 0.01 divided by 2, and I'm saying 4 minus 0.01 divided by 2. So this you have got just these values you have got. So 4 ka. Now what you have to do is you have to calculate NH. How do you calculate NH? This value minus this value divided by 2 times of H. Okay. So you are going to calculate NH first. This value. So first of all, you put the bracket. Okay. So this value minus this value, bracket 1, divided by 2 times of H. What is my H? 2 into, so bracket 2 into 0.01. Okay. So this you have got the values of NH. Similarly, I have to calculate NH by 2. How do I calculate NH by 2? I say equal to ऊपर वाला value minus नीचे वाला value divided by 0.01. Okay. Because it is 2 times of H by 2, that will become H only. So this is, so you have got the value of NH and NH. So now you have to say 4 times of NH by 2 minus NH divided by 3, isn't it? ऐसा ही था ना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, so we कैसे calculate होगा? So you are going to say 4 times of NH by 2, कौन सा value है? ये वाला, minus NH, ये वाला value है, divided by 3. ऐसे ही था ना?
Yes, sir.
Really? So now using this particular mechanism, you have been able to calculate the derivative of f prime x. So tell me whether this method is simpler or using the analytical method is simpler.
So this method is
Essentially, this method uses less number of computations. Okay, so if you have got more and more complicated functions, which you will have in finite element methods in the next semester, you will be able to easily compute the derivatives using this particular method, because this will, this gives you the good estimate of the first derivative. Okay. So I will stop sharing now. So I will, I hope I have recorded this. So, okay, fine. So I will stop sharing now. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson and you will be able to do the next, whatever lessons that will be following. Okay.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.